Hello, Chief. I felt like an outsider pretty much my entire life. You know? Even before I looked like a boiled egg. Mainly because of how I was raised, probably. You know, only child. My experiences in school. But I never felt like I fit into any particular group, and I pretty early on in life adopted a lone wolf mentality, which sometimes comes back to me in my times of insecurity and rejection. And it can help, you know, to only rely on oneself, but it can also be very detrimental, because the thing is, people are the most valuable currency in the world. They are what makes the world go round. If you can learn to get on the side of people, to influence people, you are millionaire worthy. If you can learn how to influence or get any person to like you. And obviously that's a bit counterintuitive. You don't want to force fakeness, but people are important, Chief. And when you feel an outsider, it's hard to want that. It's hard to get them on your side when you're spending so much time telling yourself you don't need them, or that you don't deserve them even. So how not to feel like an outsider? Well, it's a bit of a counterintuitive answer, because the thing is, Chief, there's not a way to get rid of those feelings, those mental patterns, because no matter what you do, you can severely reduce the amount of days you have that are filled with insecurities and disrespect, but you're still going to have them. Maybe you haven't slept as well, or you had to skip the gym, or you were ill, or whatever, and you have those days where you feel not good in yourself. You don't have the energy to talk to people at work. You kind of just want to do your own thing, and you can see that they're having a good time, they're laughing, smiling, and not including you, because you don't want to be included, but you still feel left out. The outsider syndrome kicks in again. You think to yourself that you're a freak. That these people have something you don't. That they all get on because they are social and you're not. That they're not the outsiders. Those days will inevitably happen, but the funny thing is, they're not thinking about you. They're just having a good time because they're having a good time. It has nothing to do with you. But that's the thing. It never is. You feel like no one else is an outcast like you are, or feels that way, but you have no idea. You don't know what goes on up here. Everyone wants to feel accepted, and everyone has days where they don't feel good in themselves and therefore don't feel good in other people. You just have to get better at dealing with it. The key to winning against negativity is not to eradicate it, because it's impossible. It's to learn to live with it. You're going to have negative days, but how do you run with those punches? Lad, you need to understand that everyone is an outsider to an extent. We've all been raised so differently, and every single person is unique and will never fully fit in with anyone. Close friendships happen when people accept the other person's differences. They encourage it. That's the beauty of it. When you see value in someone else, it's because they see the world differently to you. They might share similarities in how you see the world, but they are different, and that's intriguing. And being friends with them is getting a window into their universe, into the way they see the world. But everyone's an outsider. Now, some people grow up with siblings and they're more socially trained, if you know what I mean. Maybe they don't have these problems. I can't speak on behalf of them. I mean, for me, I spent most of my free time alone. I was my own best friend when I was growing up. I don't want to sound like I didn't speak to people. That sounds a bit sad. No, I did, but I liked being alone. Introverted extrovert, you could call me. But with it, I never, as I got older and more self-aware, I always felt like I was on the outside, because I don't really get on with these modern day trends and everything like that. I never have. It's not like because I'm too old for it. I just never have. I've never had TikTok. I deleted social media a couple of years ago. And I just feel alienated sometimes because everyone has these inside jokes and these things they do that I don't. And we need to relate to people to get on with them to an extent. But the thing you got to understand is that everyone is strange. You may feel stranger because maybe people call you out on it, or because you're over analytical about it, but everyone's strange in their own way. We've all got our own weird little routines, our own weird way of seeing the world. Everyone is weird. Everyone's a bit of a freak, actually. The only thing you can do is embrace your weirdness. Embrace the fact that you may never feel like you fully fit in, but the only person you can fit in with is yourself. And ironically, when you stop worrying about fitting in or being an insider, if you will, when you actually love yourself and respect yourself, obviously you can't every single day, but when you majority of the time do, that's when you actually start not feeling like an outsider. Because you are unapologetic, you're not arrogant, you're unapologetic for who you are. And people will want to experience that. When you have value to give and when you're just kind to people, when you ask people questions, when you show interest in people because you already know that you are fine with yourself. Feeling like an outsider, yes, can come from actually being one, but also it can come from casting your own personality out, casting yourself out because you're not impressed or you don't respect what you have become. So, how do we respect ourselves, Chief? Well, think about a version of you that you would respect. Work on becoming that. Focus on yourself and understand that you have a gift. You might not even know what it is yet, but it is there. And it's special to you because, yes, you are an outsider, but that's because you're unique. So is everyone else. There's two types of people. Outsiders that are insecure, freakish, and want to fit in, but never quite do. Or outsiders that accept that and end up becoming inspiring. Say less, do more.